With this one here, to me, when I think about what happened with Amber Heard and what was the other guy?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. This is such an important story. I know you don't give a shit about it, but this is such an important story. Because if they would have won against him, a guy whose dream was to be a Hollywood actor, producer, director, they could have crushed his career if they would have won.
Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are at the center of a Hollywood war that has shattered reputations and sparked a $650 million courtroom battle. This isn't just a feud between co-stars, it's a fight that could financially and professionally destroy one of them. What started as a simple disagreement over creative control of a film spiraled into shocking allegations, lawsuits, and a bitter legal war. Hollywood is now split in half, with some defending Blake and others backing Justin. Both careers are on the line, and the final verdict will change everything. Did Blake hijack an entire movie and ruin Justin's career? Or is Justin twisting the truth to save himself? Here's the full breakdown of Hollywood's most explosive scandal. Justin Baldoni spent 5 years developing It Ends With Us, adapting the best-selling novel into a movie. He wasn't just the lead actor, he was the driving force behind the film, working as producer and director to bring the story to life. But when Blake Lively was cast as the film's lead actress, everything changed. According to Justin, Blake didn't just play her role, she took over the entire production. She started making major demands, pushing for script rewrites, scene adjustments, and control over key creative decisions. The biggest demand? Final cut approval, a privilege usually reserved for the director or top producer. If granted, this would give Blake complete control over how the final version of the film looked, taking away Justin's authority over his own project. For Justin, this was a nightmare. He had poured years of work into the film, only to watch someone else step in and take control. Tensions between the two escalated behind the scenes, and what started as a simple creative conflict quickly turned into a full-blown war. Just as tensions reached their peak, Blake dropped a bombshell accusation that changed everything. She claimed that Justin had harassed her during production, creating an unsafe environment on set. In Hollywood, an accusation like this is a career killer. Studios immediately distanced themselves from Justin. His agency dropped him. Projects he had lined up were suddenly canceled. Industry insiders whispered that he was finished in Hollywood. Overnight, Justin went from being a respected actor and filmmaker to a blacklisted name in the industry. No one wanted to work with someone who had serious allegations against them. His career was collapsing before his eyes, and he had no way to stop it. At first, it seemed like Justin had no choice but to disappear, but then, he made a decision that shocked everyone. He fought back. Justin didn't just deny Blake's allegations. He came forward with evidence that could turn the entire case upside down. Instead of retreating in silence like so many accused stars in Hollywood, Justin fought back with proof. He revealed a series of text messages that completely contradicted Blake's claims. These messages showed Blake inviting him to her trailer multiple times, even after the alleged incidents of harassment. If she truly felt unsafe around him, why was she initiating private meetings? Why would she repeatedly invite him into her personal space instead of keeping her distance? This evidence was a game changer. It directly challenged Blake's credibility and suggested that her allegations might not be as truthful as she claimed. If she was truly afraid of Justin, these messages made no sense. In fact, they painted an entirely different picture, one where Blake was still engaging with Justin behind the scenes while publicly framing him as a threat. Justin's legal team immediately seized on this contradiction, arguing that Blake had set him up. They claimed that her accusations were not about seeking justice, but were a tactical move to push him out of the project and gain complete control over the film. They pointed out how the timeline of her claims conveniently aligned with Justin losing his authority on set. The moment she began pushing for final cut approval and a stronger hand in production, the harassment accusations surfaced. Coincidence? Or a calculated move to remove him from the picture entirely? Justin didn't just defend himself with this evidence, he went on the offensive. Instead of allowing his career to be buried under allegations, he turned the tables, filing his own massive countersuit and demanding the truth come out in court. If Blake was fabricating these claims to control the narrative, it wouldn't just destroy her case, it could end her career. Because if there's one thing Hollywood despises more than controversy, it's getting caught manipulating the system for personal gain. And with these messages now in the hands of the court, the truth was no longer just a matter of public opinion. It was something that could be proven. Blake Lively wasn't just fighting this battle in the court of public opinion. She took it to the legal system with a staggering $250 million lawsuit. She claimed that Justin Baldoni's actions had not only damaged her reputation and mental well-being, but also harmed her career. in ways that could affect her future earnings for years to come. Her legal team painted a picture of a rising Hollywood actress who had been wronged, alleging that Justin's behavior had created a toxic and unsafe work environment. Blake sought massive financial compensation, arguing that his actions had cost her valuable opportunities, endorsements, and credibility within the industry. But Justin wasn't backing down. He hit back even harder with a $400 million countersuit, turning the legal war into an all-out Hollywood deathmatch. In his lawsuit, Justin flipped the narrative, accusing Blake of intentionally spreading false allegations as a power move to take over It Ends With Us. His legal team claimed that her accusations were carefully timed, allowing her to sideline him, control the film's production, and reshape its final vision to her liking. And then came the real bombshell. Justin claimed that Blake's actions had not only cost him millions in lost job opportunities, but had effectively ended his career overnight. He argued that her allegations were weaponized, knowing that in the era of #MeToo and industry accountability, a single accusation could destroy him before he ever had a chance to defend himself. This wasn't just about reputation anymore. This was about survival. If Justin wins his case, Blake's entire fortune could be wiped out. She may be one of Hollywood's biggest stars, but with a net worth of around $30 million, a $400 million judgment against her could leave her financially devastated. It could even impact her husband, Ryan Reynolds, whose $350 million fortune is also being dragged into the spotlight. But it doesn't stop there. This lawsuit isn't just about two celebrities fighting over money. It's a battle for career dominance in Hollywood. Whoever wins will leave the other permanently blacklisted. If Blake loses, she won't just be bankrupt. She'll be seen as manipulative, untrustworthy, and unemployable. No studio wants to work with an actress who weaponized false allegations. If Justin loses, it will confirm Blake's claims and cement his reputation as a pariah in Hollywood. No studio will take the risk of hiring someone with that kind of public stain on their name, no matter how much evidence he presented in his defense. The legal war has become more than just a fight for money, it's a battle for survival in an industry that turns on people overnight. And the deeper you look, the messier it gets. Throughout this entire scandal, one person has remained completely silent: Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan is known for publicly defending his family, often joking with the media and supporting Blake at every turn. But in this case, he hasn't said a word. Hollywood insiders are now speculating why. Some believe Ryan isn't convinced Blake is telling the truth. Others think he's staying out of it to protect his own career and businesses. Regardless of the reason, his silence speaks volumes. If Ryan truly believed Blake was the victim, wouldn't he be defending her publicly? Justin Baldoni didn't just lose control of his film, he was erased from it. According to Justin, when it came time for the red carpet premiere of It Ends With Us, he wasn't given a proper seat at the event. Instead of standing alongside the cast and crew to celebrate the project he had spent 5 years developing, he was shut out of the spotlight entirely. But it gets worse. Justin claims that he was forced to stay in a basement while Blake Lively took full control of the event. She walked the carpet, gave interviews, and stood as the sole face of the film, posing for photos as if she was the driving force behind it. If true, this wasn't just a scheduling oversight. This was a deliberate move to erase Justin from his own movie. Hollywood premieres aren't just about celebrating a film, they are crucial networking events that determine how the industry perceives a project and the people involved. Directors, producers, and key creative figures are expected to be present, giving interviews and solidifying their reputation in the industry. For Justin to be barred from participating in his own film's biggest moment was nothing short of humiliating. The optics were clear. Blake wanted the world to see her as the sole force behind the movie, while Justin's involvement was reduced to nothing. Insiders claim that this level of exclusion is unprecedented. Even when tensions exist between stars or creative teams, studios typically work to ensure that all key players appear on the red carpet to maintain the illusion of unity. The fact that Justin was essentially hidden from the event suggests that someone high up in the production wanted him out of the picture entirely. Justin's legal team has pointed to this as further evidence that Blake was working behind the scenes to take control of the project. If she had the power to keep the film's producer and original director away from its own premiere, it raises serious questions about how much influence she had over the production from the start. Imagine spending half a decade on a passion project, shaping its vision, building its foundation, only to have someone else stand in the spotlight, taking full credit while you watch from the sidelines. If this claim is true, it's not just an example of Blake flexing her influence. It's proof that she had the ability to override the industry's norms, ensuring Justin was completely cut out of the final narrative. For Justin, this wasn't just a professional slight, it was a deeply personal betrayal. And with the case now in court, the truth about who was really pulling the strings behind the scenes might finally be exposed. Justin's lawyers claim that Blake's PR team has been carefully managing the media narrative, ensuring that she is seen as the victim while Justin is portrayed as the villain. And it's worked. Since the allegations surfaced, Hollywood instantly turned against Justin. Studios, executives, and even former colleagues distanced themselves without waiting for evidence. But now, with new information coming out, some are starting to question everything. Blake has already suffered multiple legal losses in court. She requested a gag order to silence Justin. The judge denied it. She tried to choose who would question her under oath. Denied again. These legal setbacks have weakened her case, forcing her to answer tough questions that could expose inconsistencies in her claims. Now, both sides must present real evidence: texts, emails, behind-the-scenes footage. If Blake's claims don't hold up under scrutiny, her career is finished. If Justin's accusations prove false, he will never recover. This isn't just about reputation, it's about who survives Hollywood's most brutal battle. The industry is completely divided. Some stand by Blake, believing her accusations are real. Others think Justin has too much evidence to ignore. But in the end, only one of them will survive this scandal. Who do you believe?